in the background. So this is now apparently the new thing about my podcast that also women are in it, but I'm okay with it because you're our allies.
Mhm.
Man's best allies are women, I
Mm.
think, for me. So, without further ado, let me introduce Dr. Esmae. So how
Hi.
how do we know each other?
We met Marcus at one of the most potent ceremonial weekends with men and women coming together from all over the world. We were in the same group and we ended up journeying just and witnessing and being in this beautiful sacred space at Convergence.
Yeah, I noticed your energy there. It's like, wow.
Mm. Yeah, we never even got to drop in there, I feel like.
No, I
Yeah.
just noticed you.
Mm.
So, and then we kept in touch.
Hmm.
And then I think you helped me with my anxiety in creating.
Mm.
And then at some point we were like, yeah, let's talk about what you do for men. Not
Mm.
only men, but
Yeah.
specifically because your offering is not only for men, but it can help men too. So maybe
Mhm.
talk about who you are and what you do.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so yeah, it's so interesting. Like when you had that breakthrough in when we were just messaging each other, it was like really beautiful to witness that and experience that in you. And up until that point, like my work has been focused on women. I've had some men who have come into my field and I've worked with them little bits here and there, but it's really primarily been with women because I've been supporting them through the journey that I took myself through. And so, yeah, I'm also attuning to like, okay, obviously this work can help support both men and women, but there's also this deeper the deepest pulse of my work is really anchoring the nervous system back into truth. And so that recalibrates the field entirely, right? Like man or woman. Um, so yeah, I'm a doctor of chiropractic and I have been mentoring women to help them come into sovereignty in their own nervous system. So it's like I noticed a lot of dependency and reliance as I need to book my session with you. I need you to help me. I need you to fix me. I need you to like do something for me. And I started to realize I was like, whoa, babe, like you are empowered, like you are capable. Like, I am not your savior. I am not, I just noticed this dependency and reliancy. And so anyway, I created this whole program that really anchors women back into their own sovereignty and being able to trust their own vessels, their own nervous system to work with their own system in this way so that they can anchor back into truth. And I mean, the way that this ripples out is insane, right? It's like when a woman is anchored into her truth, that it naturally impacts the men in their life, right? It's like they're not then leaning onto men for, I need you to be my safety. I need you to be my source of fulfillment, or you're my source of pain, or there's no projection. It's like men have been receiving this wounded trauma lens from the woman where it's like there's projection and like I need you for this and I need you to fulfill X, Y, and Z. But it's like when a woman's anchored in her own truth, she then becomes a mirror of truth. And so a man in a relationship then with this woman anchored in her truth gets to receive the mirror and the reflection of truth, and this changes everything. So I mean I could go on and on and on, but it impacts, so it's like even just working with women, it impacts men in that way, in a non-direct way, but also the work itself obviously can impact men as well. So,
And also, if the man is safe in his nervous system, like when he's safe, when he's anchored, that also changes the dynamic, I think. Then you
yeah.
can basically have two that are in their full power and anchored, and then when you then meet, then more is going to happen, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, I would love to hear like what you experience in your system, and then you were in that dynamic with that woman, right? So maybe you could share like I know all we did was exchange a few messages and something shifted for you. So like what did you experience in your own body?
Yeah, I always created things, but it always felt a bit strange because I thought I have a lot of anxiety when creating. I was always like, oh, what's going on? Why I'm so anxious when I'm creating, even when I started this podcast. And at some point, I just dropped into that, and it's like, why do I have this anxiety? Why can't I just be relaxed and create out of that? And somehow something shifted, and then it was like, okay, I'll just create. So
Hmm.
this podcast just happened out of nowhere. I just created, uploaded, done. And
And
before
here
that,
you are, floating in space.
it's just like, well, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
So much more. I think I was relaxed in my own body, in my nervous system. And I think it was not that maybe I felt that someone was judging me or watching me, but then if you just start to create, then that all falls away. Just
Mm.
create without like thinking about too much and, oh, is it perfect? Is it good enough? Can I put that out into the world? Can I just record a podcast, upload it, and don't even listen to it?
Mhm. Yeah. The action itself, like, is what rewires the nervous system. Like taking the action.
Right. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do without any anxiety. And that shifted a lot. So,
And even if the anxiety is there, it's like, can we meet the anxiety and do it anyway? You
right.
know, like,
Yeah.
can we like hold that and be like, okay, yeah, this is my experience right now, but I'm still going to choose to show up and do it.
Yeah. So when you work with men and the nervous system, what do you see with their nervous system? How is it wired usually?
Mm. Well, every nervous system is so different, right? It's like I work with specific patterns in the nervous system, and so I mean, it's so different, and there's layers. It's like peeling back an onion, like the layers of an onion. There's so many different layers and ways that the nervous system can be operating in. Um, but like you said too, like, well, I don't know if you said this exactly, but it's like a man's ability to, you said create, but also like produce and to like be in his power in that way of like, actually, this is the mission that I'm being called to live out. And are you in a fight or flight or freeze state, unable
Hmm.
to actually produce that? Or are you actually taking the action towards that? Because that's going to also impact women, right? It's like if a man is not able to take action, he's stuck, he's frozen, he's unable to take action in the direction of the mission that's wanting to pulse through him. How can a woman feel safe? Can she feel held? Can she feel supported and nurtured by that man? Is he able to lead his own life, lead his own body? So yeah, it's like when the nervous system's in that fight or freeze state, we need to unwind it to come back into coherence with our truth. It's really like coherence with truth, period. Like where are we being pulsed into? Can we live that out? Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I noticed that then it changes. Then also if you meet women, it's just more relaxing. I can
Mm.
receive them and they can be as they are because from my experience, they are like sometimes very chaotic or like the weather.
From your experience or from everyone's?
Emotions and fire and I don't know. It's always like, wow, now she's fire and now she's like raining. Now she's shining like a sun. And then 10 minutes later, it's like storm. But if I am grounded in my truth, then it's like, okay, the weather is the weather. You're welcome
Mm,
to rain on me and shine on me. And
wow.
that
And
changed the dynamic.
yeah, to have that rock and like as a woman too, to like when a woman is embodied in her truth and when truth flows through her nervous system, it will be rapid fluctuations. Like I always
Hmm.
say, when I work with, it's like you can be experiencing rage in one moment and grief in the next and pleasure in the next. Like it is so that is our natural way of being. And
Think
so when
so.
a woman, yeah, when a woman is actually in that, and then when a man is in his truth of, like you said, like being able to be that rock and that stability, like that is where magic happens. Like a woman can actually like, oh, my man is my rock. He is like, how are you so grounded? Your heart beats and it just pulses like you have the same like state of being and you can just hold that for me and I can be in my feminine truth, which is all over the place and I can be held and you're not going to bat an eye. You're not going to
No,
flinch or try to pull away. You're like, yeah, I'm here for this.
I'm there. I'm just there. I'm receiving you.
Mm,
And no matter how you are, you're okay because I'm
mm,
okay. I'm in my truth. I'm just stable and he holding, holding
mm.
space. And then magic happens.
I feel that from you right now, it's like you're just like your face on the screen with the space behind you. It's like, here you are. Oh my gosh, he's flipping.
Oh, look at this one on the t-shirt.
Oh, cute.
You know him?
I don't.
It's like a European, what is it? Hedgehog? Something?
It looks like a hedgehog. Yeah, it's cute.
It's from Czechoslovakia from the
Oh,
80s.
wow.
So
Wow.
very funny. So yeah, I can float around in space.
I'm still being anchored.
Yeah, anchored. So yeah, that changed the whole dynamic between women and men. And I think we saw that at Convergence
Hmm.
in our circle of the spirit walkers,
Hmm.
where we could witness each other in our truth. It was just beautiful to watch the women and the interaction between the couples. That has
So,
stayed for me. I came as a single person, and I was just like, oh, these are relationship goals. This is what I want to see in my relationship, this kind of connection. I walked away,
yeah,
was like, oh, I'm inspired.
mm, totally.
Couples
See,
breaking up there in the men's circle. I think at least three said we are breaking up. It's not working out.
mm,
And after they went away and came together again after 1.5 days, then they renewed their vows, and I was just like, wow, how powerful is this? Because they renewed their faith in each other, just their connection.
mm,
And that was just like, wow. I was standing there and I was like, okay, I want something like this.
mm.
And
You will have something like this. This is like the like what we're
always
being called into collectively, To be in union, man and woman, like
allies,
I don't think anything more powerful.
allies,
Yeah.
biggest supporter,
Hmm.
and not like just, oh, what should we do with each other?
Mm,
We want to create, co-create, divine union. Yeah, I'm ready to receive that.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I'll be back at Convergence, of course,
When is it happening again?
beginning of September, I think.
Mm, let's see if it aligns for me too.
Yeah. And like last year was very powerful because afterwards I flew to Bozeman, Montana, where my sister and my mother are.
Mm,
After like planting those seeds of change, of new relating, and then we met, and it was just peaceful between each other because we didn't talk for many years.
mm.
So
Wow. So that's
no,
huge.
it was huge. Total
Wow.
peace because we planned
Wow.
it. because we planted that at the convergence, that
Mm.
my relationship to the feminine changed. And then I was
Wow.
able to receive my mom and my sister much different, and it was just peace.
That is powerful.
I was like, oh, and then I go back, and then it took a few months to really sink in. That's why I think when we meet again in September, we can plant more seeds of change and show how it's done.
Mm, totally.
If we're all grounded in ourselves, then we can just meet different. We can receive each other.
Mm,
And yeah, like I said, for example, your energy was very powerful. I witnessed it as very powerful.
mm. What did you notice in it?
Some dark,
Mm,
some dark energy somehow. Maybe that's the dark feminine, which is also a pull, of course, but also just
mm.
powerful.
And how did you notice the power?
How did that feel? Just being pulled in
Mm,
into your energy field. It was like, wow,
mm,
who is this person? We were
mm,
looking at each, I was looking at you. I was like, who is this person? This bundle of energy that has this
mm.
pull.
Wow.
Very interesting. I noticed it in a few people there at Convergence. They are just so powerful. Like a few weeks ago, I was talking to Haley friend, Wilson,
Mm.
also
Yeah.
there, like a bundle of energy, a bundle of light.
Mm,
Then you can shine. Yeah, you can shine.
hmm.
And then you can shine together, create
Yeah,
something. Maybe have a
totally.
common mission. That's like a topic I really want to have in the future to say, okay, we have a mission together.
Mm. We do. I mean, we do now, It's like we need to come into, what I noticed, like the big thing that kept coming through for me is like in the past, in the relationships I was in, I was always pointing the finger at the masculine, right? I was like, you need to show up in this way. You're like pointing the finger, like in this place of victimhood. And I did notice, some women were experiencing that weekend, right? It's like they needed to like voice things to
Hmm.
the masculine. I
Hmm.
feel this way because of this, right?
You saw that.
And I was like, okay, this is valid. This is like trauma and residue moving through their system, and like the men can receive it. And I noticed in my own experience, I was like, and I didn't actually have the strength and courage to stand up and do this, but I wanted to just praise the men. Like I wanted to just like bow down and apologize for every time that I was pointing the finger and playing the blame game and like trying to have you show up in a certain way and you need to show up like this for me to feel safe. And it was like this like gratitude and appreciation and also like deep sorrow for all the ways that I showed up for the masculine in that way.
Hmm.
Um, so I can't even remember oh, yeah. So it's like I really feel the knowing that like the mission that needs to be lived out between us is to be in total reverence of each other and like to be in that place of like, yeah, I want to worship you. Like I
Of
want to
course.
worship you for all that you bring? Yeah.
We have to go back to that, yeah, to say, okay, we can do something together, but for that, we need to be allies. We need to not put each other on a pedestal and say, like, oh, you're so beautiful and you're so great, but reverence, reverence.
Yeah, and like deep like cherish. Like I cherish the masculine so much. Like the world would like like the gifts that the men bring is so it's so profound. And it's like even just yesterday I was in a drum circle with women and we were just sending prayers out and drumming. And the prayer that I brought in was like may all fathers and fathers to be and men walking this planet feel loved and cherished. Like, may they
Mhm.
feel the importance here, you know? I don't know. There's this like, the way that life is moving through is like, yeah, can we be in reverence of each other? Can we like fully like acknowledge the gifts that each of us bring and just like bow to it?
Yeah, the women, I can just praise them for what they do, for what they are. They are not like us.
No,
That's the beautiful thing. Otherwise, it would be like, oh, okay. But
I'm
it's just
just
like
dating another me.
wonderful creatures.
Yeah.
How can you not live with them, create, maybe have children and co-create something more than the two? I always thought it's like two parts, but once you create, you have like 150, no, you have like not 100% of those two, you have more than the sum of its parts
Mm,
because we create something.
mm,
But yeah, for that, you really need to be in your own safety.
hmm.
You can hold space, but I think if the women or the man has a safe nervous system, if it's regulated, if it's like laid back, if it's not in fight or flight, if it has to figure out, oh, is that person safe? Then we are just able to receive each other different.
Hmm. Yes, that. We're not perceiving through the lens of our traumatized nervous system. We're actually perceiving life and perceiving this person before us through a state of coherence and truth. And it
Yeah,
changes everything.
very
It's not
important.
like we're
Yeah.
on to there for regulation. We're like, I am regulated. And we meet in that.
And then that changes the dynamic. Then we are really able to receive each other and see each
Mhm.
other for what we are, and then hopefully create much more fulfilling relationships.
Well, that's how we're in a state of creation. You know, like one of my mentors, do you know Chelsea Joe Huntsman? Her and her partner Oren always talk about this, but it's like there's four different states, and I can't remember them all, but it's like repair, there's like repair state, and then you go all the way up to creation state. So to
Hmm.
be in a state of creation, man and woman together, like we need to be in that. Otherwise, we're just continuously like rupturing and repairing, rupturing and repairing, rupturing and repairing. It's like if we want to actually give ourselves over to what's greater, like you said, like to be in a state of co-creation, it's like, yeah, we need to have that um, own embodied experience in our nervous system in order to even be tapped, attuned to the creation that wants to pour through us.
Hmm. Then you can have kids or have a project as a kid,
Yeah,
create
totally.
something. The point of life is creating, and then you can co-create with your partner
Mhm.
much more than you can. We are not. I always thought, yeah, I'm a lonely wolf, always by myself, but I can create so much more
Mm.
together and heal much more in the relationship. You can heal. That's what I saw
Mm.
too. I also had convergence. We had this man, I think, pointing the finger at the women, what they did. They received that. It was profound, but then the women I think you were there as well. And then they started healing him. Uh, I think they were carrying him on their arms,
Mm.
singing to him. It was like, wow, this is healing. This is the power of grandmothers
Mm.
healing, the healing power. And then you can say, okay, now let's start again.
Mm.
Start over again. Because what would we do without each other?
Mhm.
I think there's too much fighting going on. And of course, women were suppressed for many years, thousands of years maybe. as witches or too powerful maybe.
Mm.
But can we be in peace with them
Mm.
when we are in peace with each other? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Convergence 11, I think. Remembrance 2
Wow.
in September.
And first, so the weekend that we were there together, was that your first time in that space?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I usually had men's group. I also have my men's group back home, but I never had women's groups. So maybe I'll start with that too. To say, okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Some of my friends, go ahead.
let's have the women witness us in the circle
Mm,
to see that
power.
we, yeah, or as like we worked at Convergence as along as couples or partners or just like two together
Totally.
to deep go more into this old stuff, clear the trauma, feel safe with each other,
Mm.
see that we can receive each other, see that we can reverence each other. I mean, at least at one event, I saw that women were kissing the feet of their men.
Mm.
I bow down. Oh no, that was also at Convergence. I think
Mm.
the same thing when the men kissed the feet of the women.
So beautiful. Yeah, because we've all been having like men and women's circles,
Right.
and then the next wave is like merging them. And
Urging that.
yeah, because my friends and I who we went to Convergence from here, like we're like, yeah, let's bring the circles together. Like let's merge them.
Beautiful. So what in closing, what's your current offering that you can offer men? So when they want to know more about your work and work with you, maybe.
Yeah. So right now I work with men one-on-one,
Mhm.
and it's like a 12-week mentorship, very intense, not intense in like a it's deep. It's like deep nervous system rewiring. So it's like I really give you all the codes of what I learned in my studies in chiropractic school. I studied network spinal chiropractic, and really I teach you how to work with your own nervous system to be your own best healer and guide for yourself. To rewire your nervous system to a place of truth, to a place where you are able to freely create, where you are able to live in your mission, where you are able to really be in that state that we've been talking about here. So, yeah,
And the same offering also exists for women, right?
it has been up until this point. So I'm
Oh,
creating a school now called The Opening, which is just for women. But everything is basically merging into that for the women. And then men will just be one-on-one.
okay. But at the end, yeah, it doesn't really matter if men or women, they have a similar nervous system, I think, or
Totally.
similar issues with their nervous system, like if it's in anxiety and maybe you don't even know if you're in flight mode all the time or in
Mm.
fight mode. Maybe you don't even know
Yeah,
how to relax
most of us don't even know that we're in because we've just gotten so used to it. Yeah.
because you're always in the activated.
Yep.
So
Totally.
relax into your body and
Yeah, and it's too to really I know because it's like we say like okay, like just relax, just come into a state of peace. But if the nervous system is wound and bound in a way that like it's literally perceiving threat, even though there's no threat, like we need to be able to work with it. We need to be able to bring our breath to certain areas. We need to be
mm.
able to so it's essential to have a guide, right? To really help you unwind your nervous system because it's like we can sit there and our nervous system can be all bound and contracted and it's like, okay, take a breath and try to relax. And it's like, I literally can't. It's like
So help me and bring me to relaxation. So one-on-one is, but that's not one-on-one. You don't receive clients, right?
What do you mean?
Like in your practice, it's online.
Receive?
Yeah.
Yep, I do all.
Oh, okay. If they're so, which which area are you working in the US?
Right now I'm in Nevada City, California.
Oh, okay. So all California men can come to you.
They can. I prefer virtual because it's
Right.
again, I'm mentoring instead of like doing something to you.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Good. But sometimes it might help, or do you do still do any chiropractic? Do you work with
I
the
don't.
dog directly?
I don't. I
Okay.
actually just did a big transition. I was for years out in Bali. Um, but yeah, my work has taken a big spin and yeah,
So you can actually join worldwide then your program,
totally.
which makes
Yeah.
more sense because then you can reach much more people.
Yeah.
And
So if
then
you ever, Marcus, wanted to give it a go,
and then maybe I can do a
what'd
podcast
you say?
about it. Maybe then I can do a podcast about my experience with you.
I think it would be amazing for you to experience the work.
I think so. If I receive your energy one on one, that would be like whew,
Yeah. And for 12 weeks, you would go into convergence and you would just be, yeah, it would
blissed
be,
out.
yeah.
I think blissed out. Up in space.
Yeah, more higher than you are right now in
Wow.
space. Yeah.
Well, maybe I should try. Maybe you can do a test session and then I can report back what happened.
Yeah. The keys with this work though
Oh, of
is
course,
the
yeah, I have
longevity.
to. Once is not
Yeah.
enough. It's a whole program, and then.
Yeah. I was doing one-off sessions, but I just noticed it's like where then again there's like the dependency and the reliancy. So it's like how can we really recode the nervous system to where you literally leave this work and you are operating in a new way. Like the nervous system is not only how our body functions, right? It's literally how we receive and perceive information. So it's like when we hit a whole new baseline and a whole new threshold, which you do after consistent
Mhm,
time,
mhm.
you literally move and you experience life drastically different, like night and day different. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I already noticed that if I'm not in anxious mode, which is probably flight mode, I'm much more relaxed, and then the world just opens up, and I'm just slower, more, more receive. I receive more. I notice more. Totally, it's total different experience for me already, and I haven't
Yeah.
even started to work with you
Yeah.
more. But yeah, I can see that. So this
And
leads to bliss.
yeah, I can feel the shift in you. Like really just receiving you here in the call. It's like, yeah, you feel different. You feel like you're just like you are the rock in this conversation and I'm like, ah.
Really? Ah, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to just be just be
Yeah.
present. There's nothing I have to do. I
Mhm.
just have to be present to receive anything that comes. I think
Mhm.
that's the big present that we can give our women to receive them. Say, hey, come, be bliss,
Oh.
just be with each other. Hmm. So, in closing, what would you say? What do we need to do in closing?
I would say if any of this landed or resonated, to just attune to the state of your nervous system in this moment. It's like, what are you living out? What have you been living out? What has your nervous system been operating in? How have you been perceiving the world and others around you? And what would you like to do about it? You know, like what would you like to actually be experiencing? What would you
Right.
actually how would you actually like to be moving through the world? And just start there. It's like, where have you been? Where have you been operating? And where would you like to be? What would you like to be perceiving? Knowing that you are fully empowered and capable. You are the creator of your reality, right? It's like
Mhm.
fully,
Totally.
fully. So it's like, what do you want to experience? And how can you allow that to be for yourself?
Yeah, am I now I'm that people are aware, maybe they can make new choices and say, okay, I want to experience more bliss, more joy, more connection,
Yeah,
instead of this all these old stories.
totally. And once you claim that, like the support will align. It will just, it's like, oh, this is my next step. This is my next step, you know? And it's like, yeah. So just like noticing, like observing where you've been, how you've been operating, and just where do you want to be? Claim it.
Yeah, maybe think about really how did I operate? Did I
Mm,
operate out of fear of what could happen or what could go wrong? Or could I say, okay, now I want to have a different experience. I have a different awareness now. I want to have a different experience. I want to receive joy. I want to receive bliss. I want to receive love. I want to receive everything that I desire. And then go out with that and see what happens around. I think if I'm also open to receive new and new ways, then people will probably react different to me.
mm, totally.
Create a new story
Start right now. The
right
next
now.
breath.
Deep breath in, Hanu.
Ah,
Just be
just be.
with each other.
Mm.
All right, from outer space, I wish you a great day. I think it's like you're 9 hours behind. Yeah,
It's
for me,
11 a.m.
it's 8 p.m.
Well, have a beautiful evening. Thank you for
I
this.
will. Thank you for this conversation.
Yeah, it feels so beautiful in my system. I feel so like excited.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.